Welcome back to Wake Up America. Now to this morning's Newsmax crime report. So it's a story we see all too often. A violent offender gets arrested, claims insanity, walks free, and then commits an even far worse crime.
Yeah, so this time it happened near one of the most popular tourist destinations on Earth. Newsmax correspondent Jason Mattera has the disturbing details this morning. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, Mark and Charlotte. Yeah, so this incident happened in Kissimmee, Florida, just minutes from Disney World and other major tourist attractions. 3 visitors rented a short-term vacation home expecting a safe stay. What they didn't know was that their neighbor was a violent, mentally unstable man with a gun who had previously been released through an insanity defense. Now those tourists are dead.
He was a threat to that neighborhood all the time. He was a known person, a frequent flyer to the sheriff's office.
A frequent flyer with law enforcement, but never put on a no-fly list. And now, 3 people are dead.
It's cold-blooded. It was premeditated. There was absolutely no issues.
On January 17th, 2 brothers and their friend visiting Kissimmee, Florida for a car show were gunned down outside their short-term rental. But officials say the triple homicide didn't have to happen and are now scrutinizing a deal years earlier that allowed Ahmad Jihad Boja to walk free. Back in 2021, Boja was charged with attempted murder and aggravated battery. He was caught on surveillance video firing a gun in a gas station parking lot. But instead of facing serious consequences for going guns blazing at random vehicles, a judge allowed Boja to plead not guilty by reason of insanity. He was released back into the community. At the time, State Attorney Monique Worrell was overseeing the prosecution. Florida Attorney General James Othmeyer has since criticized Worrell for not challenging the insanity defense and for agreeing to the terms that let Boja receive outpatient treatment instead of being committed to a state hospital. This is the same state attorney who Ron DeSantis suspended in 2023 for, as the governor put it, allowing violent criminals to escape the full consequences of their actions. Worrell maintains she did nothing wrong in the case of Ahmad Jihad Boja, opting instead to pin the failure on the system.
The criminal legal system is not adequately equipped to deal with mental illness, nor should it be.
But one thing is clear, a troubled defendant long known to law enforcement, prosecutors, and the courts was left without meaningful supervision, and 3 innocent people visiting a popular tourist destination have paid with their lives. Mark, Charlotte, Florida Attorney General James Othmeyer is moving to ensure Florida's insanity laws are not abused by prosecutors or judges to let dangerous criminals walk free. He's helped spearhead legislation being introduced this week in the legislature that tightens the rules governing the state's insanity defense. Under the proposal, defendants would still receive mental health treatment, but sentences upon conviction could not fall below the statutory minimum for the crime. In other words, right, people get help, but they remain locked away from the general public.
Yeah, and that's what needs to happen.
Sense.
This is wild, and it's also just so tragic that 3 people lost their lives. The guy's middle name is Jihad. So
there you go.
Can't make it up.
Can't make it up. All right, Jason, thank you.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.